Professor Nana Ajima chairperson for the day, the Chancellor of Novelty International Bio University, Honorable Daniel. Bishop Dr. Richie MC GRBU Ghana Director, Apostle Dr. Israel Blessing, GRBU International IT Department Head. For classroom guests, visitors, invited guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I brought greeting from the international leadership of Grace International Bio University and Rudolph Q University. And also brought greeting from my beloved wife, Mama Rita Kwanue. She happily released me to come and grace this occasion. I'm very happy to be here today. When the professor was speaking, I drew out 2 points, which is very important and something we need to work with. One of the points is that we should not be the cause for someone to lose their faith in Christ Jesus. And the other point is we, as Ghanaians, need to do more in order to improve the country in every sector. So, Professor, thank you very much. Well, let me take this time to appreciate every Ghanaian, whether you are in this building or you are not in this building, for the level of development, improvement that you have done within the course of a few years since the country independence. Ghana have been the nations in Africa or in West Africa that many countries make reference to always, including my country, Liberia. Today is mean that Ghana is improving gradually and making Africa to be very much hopeful in terms of development. So thank you very much for your cooperation in building the industries and the education sector of our beloved continents. Thank you very much. Today, I will be speaking with you very briefly on a topic I call the benefits of educations in the 21st centuries. Educations in general, people have different means of defining educations. But in a very short way of defining education, I define it as the process of learning new ideas. What you don't know before, when you have been informed, you have been educated. There are various means of education. People can be educated positively, and people can also receive negative educations. If you follow positive educations, your life is positive. If you follow negative educations, your life will also be negative. If you are a friend, like Scripture said, do not be friend with a bad company to corrupt character. If you are a friend to a bad people, you will learn something different from their background. And at the end, the education you acquire from their background will be very bad and your life will not be good. So the positive side is if you are friends or people who have positive mind and positive thinking, indeed, your life is a very great progress direction. So one of the best benefits of education today is education. When you receive a quality education, it gives you more room for employment benefits and opportunities. educated, you cannot enjoy the benefit that educated person can enjoy or receive. So education is important that we all need to go for. No one will open institutions, whether agriculture, whether industry or company, and they're going to look for someone who is uneducated. They are always seeking for someone who is qualified to take the vacancies or the challenges to move the industry forward. So if you are educated, there's a room for such opportunity. I personally have benefited in many ways. I have benefited in many ways in education. My family background is a very poor one in the Republic of Liberia, but by the grace of God, we have something to boast about. When the civil war in Liberia struck our country, it was not easy for people like us, in fact, for all Liberian children, to have access to quality education because we all ran away from the country, and some were in the bushes, some were in the village, and some we also went to Eza. For a few times we crossed by and come to Liberia, and few months again, another crisis will wake up. Since 1990 to 2003, we were in complete bloodshed. Property got damaged. Those things happen because lack of education. If your mind is built and developed, you cannot look at infrastructure that is good to benefit the country and destroy it with arms. I have problem with African in general. We African people, our mentality is not healthy towards our continent. Like I was discussing recently with our leaders, that God created the entire planet successfully in place on the earth. The white people decided to select 6 part of the world continent, and they gave all one. The single continent they gave us is Africa. And this same Africa they gave us again, they are not satisfied with the 6 continents they have. They still coming to us to take our resources. The white coming to Africa is not wrong. But we Africans are not benefiting what we have. Our people are educated. Our leaders are the people who open up to people as such. And when these people come to our area, they use their wisdom to exploit our land, taking the best of our soul, while our people suffering everywhere. I always hold most government across the continent responsible for allowing the white people to dominate into our area, where the blacks are always suffering. This is our mindset. No matter you send both white men and black men to school, the black men will always be very important in terms of education. We are very smart. We are qualified in many things. But what disturbing us is our mindset. We have the will, but our thinking faculty is not important. It's not helping to improve the system in which we live. For this reason, we have been subject to white man rules. We beg them every day to support our continents or our countries. So once you have become a baker does not have choice. And people that you always beg them, they can become a superior to you. And you become the subordinate. So looking at the power of education and the benefit of education, when we learn, we need to put our brain to work. Today, one of the best benefits we have in education is digital activities. During the 80s, during the 70s, and during the 90s, we were not having internet system correctly. But today, internet has made the entire world like a village. You sit here, whatsoever you can be, in your comfortable zone. You communicate instantly to someone, friends, and loved ones across the world. That is the power of education. If you was not educated, or those people that create the avenue, they were not educated, they cannot bring such innovations. But still, we need more to be done. The social media platform have been created in many ways. People sit to their very homes, countries, villages, and whatsoever. When there is a powerful internet system, they have classes online. Those things was not happening before. But because of continual education, we have everything begins successful now as a moving power. There's a Zoom platform where people have a constant meeting together. We have WhatsApp platform where everyone meets and also discuss on important issues. Facebook has become a social media platform that everyone enjoys. All those things happen because of education. Education is important and good that all of us need to be part of it and benefit from them. Without education, people can fool you to sign wrong documents. Education is important and it should be part of our life. Human being without education is like a country without president. A body without education is like a town without town chief, or a kingdom without king. So we need education in our daily life. Education helps to improve the economy of our country. Within the nation, when there are educated people, they bring on the table so many forms of activity that will help to guide, to improve the economy of the nation. During those days, our chief, our souls, they was not having such mind to bring the entire system together. But because of education, we have united movement across the country and we have one government system. And the government control everybody accordingly. So we enjoying education day after day. 15 years back, 20 years back, there was no means for instant transfer of money from one country to another. But because of education, we continue to benefit this thing every time. So wheresoever you realize that there is your specializing area or special area, you need to sit and develop a new plan to bring a change or changes in the life of thousands of people. We have Western Union, they send money very fast. We have money grant system, and so many kinds of financial activity that have been set up. All of this idea came not just from a blind person, but from educated people. If you are educated, you are set to benefit a good, healthy lifestyle along with your family. We learn in school those days about personal hygiene. If you don't go to school, you are not aware of these things. When you are not part of the class, you cannot benefit from what the class offers. So personal hygiene, our teachers inform us to know the importance of our health system. Our herbalists, they've been doing well from time being. But when modern association came about, many changes. Our African doctors, they help us with many things. African doctors, the herbalists do well, or they've been doing well. And the medication they give are very effective. But there is a little problem with that. It's all about the measuring system. But when the modern medication is given for our health benefit, there are measuring system there, but for the traditional one, there's no measurement. So if you choose to live a healthy lifestyle as a benefit towards education, when you are educated, you will choose between good from the bad side. I've been dealing with many people, some from a medical background, and some from education background, and some from theological side, in many diverse ways. So I learned to know from all those people, their mind, the way they understand things, and the way things are supposed to work in our daily life. Another benefit of education is it increases our knowledge and thinking ability. When you are an educated person, your way of thinking is far above those who are not educated. While you are thinking about certain high-class decision making, they are also thinking about different things on the other side. So education helps us to benefit our knowledge increase, our thinking further change into a high direction. There are a lot of benefits that you can sit down and say, what education can give me yourself? You can craft every important point of education. And before I close, when you attain a quality education from an approved or accredited institution, your document is approved and your life is also approved. When man has not confirmed you, you still have a little challenge. This happens also in the church and also in the secular world. God always destines people. When God destines you, He also chooses another people to confirm your calling. This may approve of shit. So what you are learning, you need to implement it. With Grace International Bible University and Rudolph Q University, we are proud. With all our multiple accreditation globally, to be a blessing to R.K.U institution in Ghana. With our cooperation with Novelty International Bible University, we believe strongly that there will be many changes and many cooperations we're going to establish, like we already start with the process now. We agree to work with the Novelty International Bible University strongly to give them every support they need to reach to a higher level in this country. I choose Ghana as my second home, and I choose Rwanda as my second home. So I'm always comfortable when I'm in these two countries with all my traveling around the world. Ghana and Rwanda are my second homes. People are inviting me to live and stay in the USA and Australia, including Canada, Mexico, but I choose to remain in Africa. Because Africa is there where my neighbor stream is. No one can develop Africa. It is I, it is you. Our cooperation, our knowledge can build our continent. We need to stand up for our continent like Nelson Mandela and Robert Mugabe. And we can have a strong leadership in our continent to stand always to rebuild the behavior of our other race, then our continent will never lose our value. What important it is that most of the technology in the world, sometimes African men behind the scene, and they are developing most of those things, but here is their name has not been recognized. In the African security sector, they choose countries to be part of NATO. Africa is not represented in NATO. But all of this thing happening, when someone is hating you, do not force yourself on that person. The white people hate the black people too much, but we force ourselves on them. The more we force ourselves, the more the hatred increases. I always tell the white people that you are human and we are human. The same blood that flows into your vein is the same blood that flows into our vein. God made us equally, and no one is special. My colors is this way is because of the climate I find myself in. So I cannot look at myself differently. To our graduates, today, some of you about to receive certificates in other disciplines. And I believe strongly that what you have been learning in the class during the past time, you're going to make use, and that should not be an end to your movement. There should be the journey to your educational staff. There should not be the completions. You are not even going nowhere. We need to produce scientists. We need to produce engineers. We need to produce medical doctors, ministers, presidents that will control and help to develop our country, Ghana, and our continent, Africa. The future of African continent depends on us and is right in our palm. If we, the young generation, cannot step out to move the mantle and to make the decision for our future, then Africa is still yet to struggle another long way to go. Our parents, our ancestors, their time has gone, but it is bound unto us. For us to take a challenge to move our continent out. The African men should not be proud to poke their mouth on Africa negatively. You need to enjoy, you need to talk good about your own continent, you need to benefit from your soul. To our honorable graduate and doctorate, from what I received over the time, it proved to me that you have been doing a great job over so many decades. From the CV and autobiography and other documents I received concerning our honorary doctorate today, Kennedy's Day. Some of you people work in the community, you give voluntary services to those that don't have the means. Some of you also work in other sectors to improve the system of Ghana. Some of you give back to the community. You have to donate. You have to construct other social activities. We are very proud of you. A good cannot praise itself. People who behind you will always recognize your good. Novelty International Bio University today has decided to call upon you, to award you, and to appreciate you for your past legacy. Our chairperson,